Shalom. Shalom. Giving our praise to my Heavenly Father. The name is Yahweh by Shema Shah by some crocodiles, the ones to the apostles. It is a well and peace and many salutation. Y'all come this to him in his truth. I wanted to come with a sit down explain on a statement that I made in regards to First Timothy 4 and 1. In particular, the third verse, when it says forbidden to marry, I made a mistake. I made a statement rebuttaling what Antoine Johnson uh, stated that we teach that forbidden to marry, um, as in forbidden to uh, getting a marriage license. You know, um, which is incorrect. We don't teach that, and also that's not what that scripture is talking about. Forbidden marriage is talking about actual sustaining from marriage, you know, and, uh, and really sustaining from sex. Okay, that's what that's talking about. All right, now, if you do research on the history of marriage licenses, is you know uh, something that's not in the scriptures. Okay, and all it takes is a little research. Now, this is according to marriage.com. This is unlocking the past, marriage license history. Okay, we'll go to straight to it. It says marriage laws and marriage license history. Marriage license were absolutely unknown prior to the arrival of the Middle Ages. But when was the first marriage license issued? In what we would refer to as England, the first marriage license was introduced by the church by 1100 EC England, a huge proponent of organizing the information obtained by the assurance of the marriage license, export the practice to the Western territories by 1600 BC. All right. A huge proponent of organizing the information obtained by the insurance of the marriage license. All right, so this thing took root in the English church because it was big business. Okay, and this is something that came out uh, many centuries uh, after First Timothy, the fourth chapter, was written. Okay, so we know that First Timothy uh, one First Timothy 4 and 3 isn't talking about literally uh, forbidden to marry. Okay, let's go. Before I just take off, let me read this for you guys. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna read this for you guys. This is First Timothy 4:1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron, forbidden to marry. Okay, this is what he's claiming that we are saying are doing by telling people not to get a marriage license. We know that this is incorrect because the marriage license didn't come until centuries after this scripture here was written. There was no concept of a marriage license. Okay. Now he quoted uh uh what's that Dow, Dr. Dow or Pastor Dow, I believe that's his name. Excuse me if I'm saying it incorrectly, which he stated that sex is marriage, which he is correct. Sex is the consummation of marriage. Now, in the ancient world, did our forefathers have rituals and things of that nature? Of course, yes. There was feasts and things of that nature that our people would engage in, which I encourage you to read about. Our various customs. Now, also a part of our customs is a law. And we can look at the law pertaining to sex and see the importance of sex. This thing, the marriage and was more than just having a piece of paper. You know, no, that wasn't consummation of sex. Sex was something that's very precious. And if a man was to take the virginity of a younger woman, right, or to, um, even, sleep with a woman that was betrothed, not even, that didn't even have sex, but just decided to have sex with another man, you know, that particular woman and that man was put to death, man. Sex was something that was very, very precious. So, yes, in the ancient world, sex was marriage. Okay. And it wasn't emotional like we are in today's day and age. Well, a lot of times women did not have a say so. Okay. It wasn't no getting down on one knee and making a big, ceremony about it. Okay. In the ancient world, if you humbled a female, that was it. She was yours. That superseded uh, a piece of paper, a big old banquet, all that. It didn't matter. You were, obligated to take care of that woman. You know, and isn't that a better alternative we see going on now? The women out here are playing the field. The men out here, are being emotional and simping and, judge another man in his situation and, lurking and, committing adultery or persuading a woman to leave her man so he could love her better, baby, and all this emotional, westernized romantic BS that causes confusion. Okay. And also getting a marriage license nowadays for a man is not advantageous. Mr. Antoine, I'm sure you know better. I'm sure you have stories. So we have to have a realistic approach when it comes to these scriptures. Okay. But not to digress too much, let's get to some more scriptures. Okay. Let's get to some scriptures. Now, this is Judges 21 and 25. In those days, there were no king in Israel. Every man did that which was right in his own eyes. So, think about our situation here. We have really no, prominent political power for ourselves. The NAACP sold out. The pro-black leftists are knee deep in Satanism. The right, the pro-right, so-called Black, Latino, Native American exclude them, but so-called Black, leaders on the right-hand side, they're puppets for white Christian nationalism. Pacifists for Doomian racism, right? So everybody's kind of doing their own thing, and it's not really under the will of the Heavenly Father. Okay? And this has caused decadence. All right? Now, if you read up in this scripture here, in Judges 21, what happened was there was a a huge fight by skirmish um, with the 11 tribes of Israel and Benjamin. The man of Benjamin uh, raped a man, a Levite, I want to say, concubine, raped her to death. Had a way with her. So, man chopped her up and sent her to the 12 tribes of Israel, and all of them vowed to, you know, clean up this wickedness in Israel. Okay, they went to Benjamin. Benjamin said, "Look, we're not giving you the guys." And so there was a huge fight. Benjamin was almost wiped out, and so the remedy was something that's going to be very surprising. Now I'm going to read you the remedy right now in Judges, the 21st chapter. Okay. Now, this is Judges 21 and verse 8. And they said, what one is there of the tribe of Israel that came not up to Mizpah to Yahweh? And behold, there came none to the camp from Jesh Gilead to the assembly. For the people were numbered, and behold, there were none in the inhabitants of just Gilead there. This is where the wickedness went down. Okay. And the congregation sent thither 12,000 men of the valiantest and commanded them, saying, "Go and smite the inhabitant of just Gilead with the sword, the edge of the sword, with the women and the children." So you slaughter them for the wickedness that's happening in this land, man. And this is the thing that ye shall do. Ye shall utterly destroy every male and every woman that hath lain by man. So every male and every man, every female that's been touched by man, take her out. Okay. Just for edification, I want to look this up just to make sure I'm right. Yep. NLT. I'm reading NLT. This is what you are to do. They said, completely destroy all males and every woman who is not a virgin. So every woman that was touched by a man, she got to go. Verse 12. And there found among the inhabitants of Jeshil Gilead 400 young virgins that had not known man by lying with any male. And they brought them unto the camp of Shiloh, which is the land of Canaan. So all the daughters of Benjamin, or this city, I should say, just Gilead, they were taken from that land, man, because of that wicked act of those men in that city. And the whole congregation sent someone to speak to the children of Benjamin that were in the rock Rimmon, and to call peacefully unto them. And Benjamin came again at that time, and they gave them wives which they had saved alive of the woman of just Gilead, and yet shall they suffice them not. And the people repented them for Benjamin, because Yahweh had made a breach in the tribes of Israel. Then the elders of the congregation said, how shall we do for wives for them that remain, seeing the women are destroyed out of Benjamin? So after things were reconciled, one would do, they, came to realize, like, look, man, Benjamin's not going to have enough women to procreate, man. What are we going to do? Okay. And they had already made pacts saying, look, we're not going to let them marry any of our daughters. So, what's going to happen? How are we going to rectify this, man? Okay. Listen closely, brush. Listen closely. It says, and they said that there must be inheritance for them that be escape of Benjamin, that a tribe be not destroyed out of Israel. Howbeit we may not give them wives of our daughters, for the children of Israel have sworn, saying, cursed be he that giveth a wife to Benjamin. Then they said, behold, there's a feast of Yahweh in Shiloh yearly, in a place which is on the north side of Bethel, on the east side of the highway that goeth up from Bethel to Shechem, and on the south of Lebanon. Therefore they commanded the children of Benjamin, saying, go and lie in wait in the vineyards, and said, and behold, if the daughters of Shiloh come out to dance in dances, then come ye out of the vineyard, and catch ye every man his wife of the daughter of Shiloh, and go to the land of Benjamin. So they took him out, right? You break, you buy, right? You humble, you take, that's your woman. Vastly different from what we grew up in, right? So sex, yes, is marriage. This is in our minds, in our eyes, it's extreme, but this is something that would happen. You know, you little girls don't need to be out there just playing the field, just getting into stuff, right? Man, look the heck up and then want to get married after all these spirits been on them. No, you go out there and you have fun, baby girl. That you and that man supposed to get married. You see, that's just so out of touch from what we were raised in. Okay, and the customs that we were raised in. Okay, we live it more, and it shall be when their wives, excuse me, and it shall be when their fathers or their brothers come unto us to complain, like, bro, what's going on? Then we should say unto them, be favorable unto them for our sakes, because we reserve not the each man his wife in the war, for ye did not give unto them at this time that ye should be guilty. Right? So look, let them do this, for us to make an amendment for the war. Now, is this something that they just made up? No, this is a part of the culture of Israel. Okay. Verse 23, and the children of Benjamin did so and took them wives according to their number. Did they have a ceremony? Did they go and get a marriage license? I wonder how they took them a wife, man. I wonder how that happened. They did a little dance. Okay. When out there seeing a woman doing dance, like, you know what I'm saying? Come here. I choose you. From then on, that was their wives, man. Okay. All right. Now let's go to Deuteronomy. Because when you go to Deuteronomy, and you look up this various laws about marriage, what's emphasized, what I've noticed is the importance of virginity. Virginity is something that's very important in the nation of Israel. And that was a commencement of that relationship. Okay? Remember what we just read in Judges You know, during a war, if a woman was seen to have a man, she was wiped out. She and her man wiped out. The nation of Israel took other nation of Israel's tribes, young women away from them, bro. Think about if you're in a war, you lose that war, or you losing that war, and a man come and take your baby girl. Okay, you know that's startling, but it's a good thing because it happened within the nation of Israel. So they knew, hey, well, at least my baby girl in good hands. I just, I lost the war. She ain't being sold off and freaked off like them damn Asians do to their own women. Okay, but not to digress too much. A woman's virginity is something that's very important, especially in the nation of Israel. Okay, because that woman, you know, was to be attached unto her husband. Not like nowadays, to where you get in a relationship with a woman, you not only fighting her, but you fighting her demons. Okay? And it's just true. Not bashing, but it is what it is. You know, we deal with reality here. Now, so this is Deuteronomy 22. I'm going to start at verse 13. If any man take a woman and go into her and hate her and give occasions of speech against her and bring up an evil name upon her and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid. So yeah, I mean, man, you know, I laid down with this female, she ain't even a virgin, you know, saying it out of spite. Then shall the man of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity unto the elder of the city in the gate. Uh, and the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hateth her. And lo, he hath given occasion to speak against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid, and yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity. So that token is that cloth which they laid on. The family would keep that to show, look, my baby girl is pure, man. I got the proof right here. So if this ever happens, him speak, just in case this something like this would happen. They break up and you know he's speaking evil of the woman now. And really they just didn't get along. You see that? Right? He says, and yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity. They shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city, and the elders of the city shall take that man and chasten him, and they shall immense him in 100 shekels of silver. So you getting fined for that. If you lie, that man will get fined if he would lie and say that woman wasn't a virgin, his wife. Okay, virginity is something that's very important because virginity shows that was a unity. Okay, right? Sex it was the ultimate, right, joining. Okay, it's something that's very precious. So yes, sex is likened unto marriage, man. Okay, right? And they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver and give them unto the fathers of the damsel, because he hath brought up an evil name unto a virgin of Israel, and she shall be his wife, He may not put her away for his days. So he gonna get fined for that. And he has to stick with that woman because he's tarnished her name. But if this thing be true and the tokens of virginity be not found for the damsel, then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of the father's house, and the man of the city shall stone her with stones, that she die, because she hath wrought folly in Israel to play the whore in her father's house. All right, so shall they put evil away from among you. So that same woman, if she wasn't a virgin, and they found out she was a virgin, and she and this man went unto her, and he cried out, she's supposed to get put to death, man. Why is that? Again, emphasizing the point. Virginity, sex, that's the ultimate consummation of a marriage. All right. If a man be found lying with a woman married to a husband, then they shall both be put to death, because the man that laid with the woman and the woman, so shall that thou put away evil from Israel. If a damsel is a virgin, be betrothed unto a husband, and a man found her in the city and lie with her, then shall he bring them both out unto the gate of the city, and ye shall stone them, and with stones that they shall die. The damsel, because she cried not out, being in the city, and the man, because he had humbled his neighbor's wife, so they shall be put away evil from among you. So this woman engaged to a man, and the dude sweep her off his feet and decides to have sex with one another. And they're going in the morning time tell them, no, I love her. I can't help it. I have to have you. No, nigga, you getting stoned. You and her. You and that female. Play with you, man. Why? Because she was promised to another man. This ain't the West. Get your mindset out of the West, man. Verse 25, but if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, check this out, and the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lie with her shall die. So you take it from your girl that was a damsel that's betrothed to somebody, and she cries out. That man must get put to death. But unto it, the damsel that shall do nothing, this is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man rises against his neighbor and slays him, even so is this matter. For he found her in the field and betrothed, cried, and there was none to save her. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lie unto her, and lay with her, and they be found, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and he shall be his wife. You see that? Because he hath humbled her, he may not put her away all his days. This is what the nation of Israel referred back to. Okay, during that festival, they used the law to solve a situation of war. Okay, and them taking the home and them females, that was an act of ultimately marriage. Okay, there's marriage. All right. So when you read this, because I'm sorry, I was a bit all over the place, but when you read this, and the third verse here, it says, "Forbidden to marry and commanded to abstain from meat, which the Most High hath created to be received with thanksgiving of them which believe and know the truth. Now, this is talking about people teaching that the members should abstain from getting married, or abstain from having sex. Not forbidden to go and get a marriage license. Okay, that's not what that's talking about, man. It's not talking about this right here. All right. That's not what it's talking about, man. Okay. All right. Let's go to the commentary on this. I'm in the King James Bible Online. I'm in the commentary. Let's go down to the 3rd verse. Forbidden to marry and commanded to abstain from meats. Now, this is a good commentary because it gives references to various ancient texts, like the writings of Josephus, the writings of Philo. Commentary does not equate to historical reference. A commentary is not historical reference, but a commentary writing can have historical reference, which makes this a good commentary reference. Okay. All right. Now, when it says verse 3, created for hath created AV by for of AV, that for which AV forbidden to marry. This is mentioned as showing itself from first among the Essenes and therapeutic by Josephus. And this is his various writings here that they're referring to. He says it became later a special tenet of the Gnostic, as stated by Clem Alexander, which I'm sure that's a shortening for someone's name. Commanded to abstain from meats, and is given his very references. 1 Corinthians 8:8, but meat commended us not to the Most High. For meat, if we eat, are we the better? Neither if we eat not, are we the worse? Because you had various groups that were making these various things, mandatory as a doctrine that was going off. And the reason why we know they were going off, because it's in the law. It's in the law. Sex is in the law. Eating certain meats is in the law, not just any old and everything. Okay, so you can actually do your research on these various groups. The Essenes was around when I would say when the Pharisees and things of that nature became popular. Okay, the Gnostic came afterwards, which the Gnostic added the teachings of Christianity, with other teachings, or false teachings, which they taught to abstain from eating meats, abstain from having sex, live a very humble life. I think the word is ascetic lifestyle, life where you are trying to channel, that spirituality by denying yourself to extreme standards, and Paul was writing against them. Okay, So it's very important to understand history, to understand the writings of these scriptures, man. You don't understand history, you're going to begin to add unto the scriptures, which is makes it a false doctrine. Saying that you have to go and get a marriage license is a false doctrine. It's incorrect. Okay. So just wanted to add that. Praise edifying. Shalom.